Okay, we are live on, I think, on YouTube, and I'll just go live also on. Okay. Hi, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Everyone in India, it's a happy Diwali to all of you. Um, it's hope you're having a very safe and prosperous and wealthy year ahead, safe and prosperous Diwali. Uh, this is a very special show that we are bringing together on the eve of on the Diwali night. We have a couple of special guests. We have Yamina from Pakistan, Islamabad, Pakistan, and will shortly have Ankita, who will be joining us from India. Um, Today is not just Diwali, today is also a very special day in the Cricket World Cup after almost month and a half or almost a month and a week. We have completed the group stages of the Cricket World Cup 2023. It's very long. I must say that, I don't know, in previous World Cups, at least the one day World Cups, how long it used to happen. I don't remember whether it used to be more than this month or so, but this one has been going on and on and on for quite some time. Um, the group stage has ended. The semi-finalists are identified. It's only the two semi-finals and one final to go. Today we are going to look back at the group stages, the matches, mostly with a focus on Pakistan and Australia. So let me again introduce my guest from Islamabad, Pakistan, Yamina. She's a resident doctor. She's doing her MBBS right now, right, or MD right now, and she's an avid cricket fan, Pakistan cricket fan, and she will be with us throughout this show today to explain Pakistan's take on what happened in this World Cup. Yamina, over to you.
Uh, Hello everyone and happy Diwali to everyone celebrating. So I would like to thank his name is very difficult, so I forgot, for giving me the opportunity to speak over here. So as a diehard PCT fan, I would like to say that I'm pretty much hurt that we like it's our third consecutive time that we couldn't make it to the semis of the ODI World Cup. And coming to putting the blame or everything, so as a country, we are putting the blame on the captain and most probably on Babar Azam because he entered the World Cup being the number one ODI batsman. As a cricket person who sees cricket quite closely, I do not believe quite much in the rankings. If you ask me, so I would rate individual performances like they can, it's a harsh term, but I would just like say that you can take your individual performances to dustbin as long as they are not winning you titles. So if any one of you watches the show Pavilion, usme Mr. Ul Haq said a very good sentence at the start of the tournament that Pakistan has played with some very C grade teams and got to number one ODI ranking in that because every team, if New Zealand came to Pakistan, England came to Pakistan or Australia came to Pakistan. So they sent their B and C teams to play to Pakistan, and we won against them. Some we lost, but mostly we won, and we got the number one ODI ranking. In all this time, we couldn't have the chance to play against some good quality side. So we couldn't, get to know our disabilities and our weaknesses. So एक तो इस चीज को मैं वो कहूंगी, and the second thing is this कि it is always a captain's team, and I don't know much, but as far as the people say that Babar had been very, I would say, hell bent in selecting his team. So more of it was like a friends group rather than Imad Wasim was out of the squad. I personally believe I'm a very hard fan of him as he is a bowling all-rounder and we needed that. But what caused us major losses in some integral matches and especially after the loss against Afghanistan, I was pretty much hurt that we couldn't even defend 280 because Afghanistan has been popular for choking and bottling after their top order gets out, but we didn't man, and they won like quite convincingly against us. So I would say that the bowling has failed us majorly in this tournament because Pakistan's strength had always been bowling. So our only one bowler was injured, Naseem Shah, and Naseem Shah not being in the tournament, it just like uh, had created an earthquake sort of situation in the whole PCT team. Secondly, our major bowler was Shaheen Shah Afridi, and Shaheen couldn't perform up to the mark. I was just like, you take fifer against Australia, but like when Siraj is taking fifer, so the team is just scoring 70 runs. Shaheen is taking fifer, so the Australian team scored 370 against us. So every department has badly failed. So I would, at the end of the day, you have to, a captain has to take the responsibility of everything. And he being the key batsman has failed. Matlab in the Australia match, I mean, I didn't like Imamul Haq as an opener. I really don't know why Fakhr was benched over a player like Imamul Haq who couldn't even score a six in the power play in the entire 10 overs. So Fakhr single-handedly won very convincingly two matches, one against Bangladesh and the second one against New Zealand. So that was a terrible decision to play Imam, but Imam being like Babar's friend and he is the nephew of the chief selector, so he had played like five good matches and Fakhr was brought back into the team जब पानी जो है बिल्कुल सर से गुजर चुका था. So there are many mistakes. Overall, the team's performance, be it be batting, be it be bowling, be it be fielding, it was like not even average, it was below average. And I think so कि अगर कोई we say, we keep on saying that कुदरत का निजाम है, ये है, वो है, all this bullshit. Even if we would have managed, other teams would have managed to send us to the semi-finals. Like they play, some teams lose and some teams play, and Pakistan gets to manages somehow to get into the semis, like we have been doing in the past. So it was not a well-deserved team. Even I would say, like as a cricket spectator, Afghanistan's team, we weren't expecting much from Afghanistan, but they are ending on the table with same points as Pakistan. Pakistan has been playing cricket like since many years, and Afghanistan team has started their international cricket like 10 years ago. So our team's performance as a whole, every department was shit. So this is a like rude term, but that is what all I have to say. I can't even name a single player who had given a match-winning World Cup performance. So that and some poor decisions in the field, off the field, poor decisions from the management, everything led us to loss. So I think so like it's a learning experience. May they learn from the mistakes and do better in the future. Thank you.
थैंक्स
That's
थैंक्स
all I.
यामिना। आई मीन मैंने ना 5 6 7 8 9 10 ऐसे सवाल तैयार किए थे कि एक एक सवाल मैं करूंगा, आप उसका एक एक जवाब देंगे, लेकिन वो सारे सवाल का जवाब आपने एक बार में दे दिया। ठीक है, तो पूरा पूरा एकदम स्टार्ट से लेके एकदम एंड तक एनालिसिस आपने पूरा कर दिया। मैं थोड़ा सा आपको मतलब थोड़ा सा आपको पास्ट में लेके जाऊंगा। मैं एक जगह देख रहा था, एक फोरम में देख रहा था कि एक पोस्ट था, उस पोस्ट में था कि व्हाट हैज बीन हिस्टोरिकली रॉन्ग विथ पाकिस्तान। तो उसमें एक पॉइंट उसने लिखा था, द पॉइंट वाज कि पाकिस्तान ग्रेटेस्ट ट्रायम्फ जो कि 92 वर्ल्ड कप में हुआ था, वो ऐसे माहौल में हुआ था जहां पे पाकिस्तान वाज रिटन ऑफ कि ये नहीं हो सकता है। एंड देन 74 में ऑल आउट हो गया, बारिश आ गया, वो पॉइंट जहां वहां वो मैच जहां पे 0 पॉइंट मिलने वाला था वहां पे 1 पॉइंट मिल गया। तो दैट इज बेसिकली द फर्स्ट इंस्टेंस वेयर कुदरत का निजाम शोड इट्स फेस। ठीक है, और वो जो 92 में वर्ल्ड कप हुआ उसके बाद जहां पे मतलब पाकिस्तान वाज रिटन आउट एंड देन पाकिस्तान बेसिकली I mean, New Zealand was the front runner. They had won every match, but then Pakistan beat New Zealand twice लगातार. एक बार ग्रुप स्टेज में, एक बार सेमीफाइनल में, एंड देन फाइनल में इंग्लैंड को हरा दिया. तो उसके बाद से ना पूरा टेम्पलेट सेट हो गया है कि टू विन पाकिस्तान नीड्स टू लूज. पहले मतलब जो जिसने पोस्ट किया था उसका उसका मेन जो उसका पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू था वो था कि हमारे जो सबसे बड़ा जीत हुआ है हमारी हिस्ट्री में क्रिकेट में, दैट इज 92 वर्ल्ड कप. एंड वो वर्ल्ड कप का विन ऐसे हुआ है कि वो फॉर्मूला सब जगह पे हम दोहराना चाहते हैं. ऐसा नहीं कि उस फॉर्मूले के मतलब कुछ और करके भी हम जीत सकते हैं. लाइक यू कैन विन बाय पीकिंग एट द राइट टाइम. पीकिंग एट द राइट टाइम इज नॉट कुदरत का निजाम आके बारिश आके इसका बंद हो जाए उसका बंद हो जाए. इंग्लैंड पीक्ड एट द राइट टाइम इन 2019. ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने भी मैच हारा था न्यूजीलैंड से इन 2015, बट दे पीक्ड एट द राइट टाइम. इंडिया लॉस्ट टू साउथ अफ्रीका इन 2011, had a tie with England, but then peaked at the right time. तो मेरा कहने का मतलब है कि टूर्नामेंट जीतने के लिए एक ही तरीका नहीं होता है. देर आर डिफरेंट वेज इन विच वी कैन विन. दूसरी टाइम पाकिस्तान का जो वो जो हिस्टोरिकल बात हो गया वो हो गया. उसके बाद जो करंट माहौल में पाकिस्तान का जो ग्रेटेस्ट जो विन था वो 2017 का वर्ल्ड चैंपियंस ट्रॉफी का था. उसमें भी यही सेम मॉडल दोहराया गया कि फर्स्ट यू नीड टू लूज. मतलब वो एक हमारा फिल्म है, हार के जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं, ठीक है. लेकिन हारते हारते आप एक जगह पे ऐसे पहुंच जाते हो कि जहां पे आप थोड़ा सा धक्का देने से आप नीचे ही गिर जाओगे. तो आप इसके ऊपर आपका क्या ख्याल है? मतलब ये जो मैंने दो मतलब इंटरेस्टिंग मैंने वो देखे कि ये एक फॉर्मूला बन गया है.
Coming to your first point, वो बात ठीक है. पाकिस्तान ने जितने भी whatever tournaments Pakistan has won, we have just like peak in the middle of the tournament. If I bring the 2009 World Cup, that T20 World Cup, I was just like in my 10th grade or 9th grade. I still remembered I was so hurt. Sri Lanka seriously bashed it badly. इतना बुरा श्रीलंका ने हमें हराया था कि I still remember. And then another team was England, and then we peaked and we like single-handedly, very convincingly won the final against the same Sri Lankan team. It was the same team जो हारी है श्रीलंका से, and it won against Sri Lanka in the finals. And then New Zealand से match होता है, and it was a T20 match, and New Zealand scored just like 98, just okay. So we won that World Cup. उसके बाद coming to Champions Trophy 17, so India ने हमें उसमें same Indian team पहले हमें हराती है, and then in the final we won like single-handedly, like a very convincing victory over the same Indian team. But the thing is this, like if I compare this Pakistani team, I would just say you cannot win tournaments through mediocrity. You need to have 2 to 3 solid match-winning players in your squad, from one or two from the be it be from the bowling side or be it be from the batting side. And by match-winning players, I seriously mean that you need consistent players. This is not happening that one player is performing in a match and then after like 10 matches, the same player will perform. The consistency, if like just like take an example from Indian team, Rohit Sharma comes and he just like one thing I like about him as a player is that he doesn't do the stat padding. He doesn't care that I have to score a century. He does the opener's work and he releases the pressure from the middle order. So that is his consistent performance that I have noticed. Like he has been doing this thing ever since from Asia Cup. So the team showed its mediocrity in the Asia Cup. I think so that there should have been some changes. You knew that your spinning attack is just like not spinning, and the Indian pitches are spin friendly, and the Sina countries are not good against spin. You can win against them by having some quality side spin. Australians don't play good spin. They are not that good would spin as they are to the pace attack. So this is your thought process. But where was the thought process? Babar Azam was really Hafiz resigned, Misbah Haq resigned from the PCB just because of his hell bentness over this thing that I have to take the similar team and I have confidence in his team. As a captain, as a player, he might be good, but as a captain, he has been given like 4 good years. No captain apart from Imran Khan has been given so much confidence like this, and he has been given multiple tournaments. In 2021, we lost, we choked, we bottled in the semis. Like then next again, like in last year 2022 World Cup final, we lost. We lost the Asia Cup final, and then the Asia Cup this year, and then the World Cup this year. So a captain has been given many tournaments, and there were a lot of captaincy flaws in different matches. ये नहीं होगा कि आप एक टेम्पलेट सोच के मैच में उतरते हैं कि पहले 3 ओवर इससे कराने हैं फिर इससे अगर प्लान ए वर्क नहीं कर रहा है so a captain should be smart enough to move to the plan B. So I would say I really don't know. I am a very huge fan of Shaheen as a bowler because he has won us matches through his bowling. But in this tournament, sorry to say, when Ravi Shastri said, like in the commentary box, he was bashed by a lot of Pakistanis. Shaheen had been very average, and he needs to work on that because initial matches mein wo bimar tha. I don't know. I heard like he was sick, and we had no other option. So if your main bowler is like sick and Sara, so what was the bench strength? Pakistan's bench strength was like we can't trust. उस बेंच स्टैंड पर सलमान आगा बैठा हुआ है और इस तरह के प्लेयर्स बैठे हुए हैं जिनका कोई रोल ही नहीं है और उनसे कोई मैचेस खिलाए भी नहीं गए so I in the past we had been winning on this theory even last year T22 semi World Cup final we went to Kudrat ka nizam sort of thing I was not expecting we just like woke up and came to know that Netherlands have bashed South Africa and South Africa has again choked so that's how we went to play the semis so semi-final we won convincingly, but the team didn't. Even then, I was like, had we lost then, so शायद हमें आज ये दिन ना देखना पड़ता World Cup में. But as again I said, we have to learn from our mistakes and वो सारा कुछ है. And again the 92 team when the people compare the 92 में ऐसे हुआ था, we had many match winners in that team. We had Wasim Akram, we had Waqar Yunus, we had Ramiz Raja, we had Inzamamul Haq, we had Javed Miandad. So Imran Khan himself. So that team was very different. That was beast of a team. So आज भी अगर आप देखें तो ये वो players हैं जिनके मैंने नाम लिए हैं जिनको पूरी दुनिया जानती है. तो जब क्रिकेट की बात होती है तो इनकी भी बात होती है. So इस टीम में ऐसा मुझे अभी फिलहाल I expected a lot from everyone expected from Babar Azam. He didn't perform well. Everyone expected from Shaheen. He didn't perform well. Haris Raw was such an expensive bowler. So you have seen the matches. There was not even a single player I would say that this was a match winner or इसने हमें match जितवाए हैं. So this team lacked a lot of things which the 92 team had. So that is the reason the team was really mediocre in itself.
Right. Let me turn to Ankita now. Ankita, first of all, I remember हम लोग बात कर रहे थे कि इंग्लैंड और ऑस्ट्रेलिया शायद इस बार सेमीफाइनल नहीं पहुंचेगा एंड हाउ रॉन्ग आई वाज so I think we spoke with you was the day after Australia had lost 2-2.
2 out of 3
2-2 and England had lost 1 out of 2. And since वो दिन है और आज का दिन है, now Australia has not lost any. The thing is that एक narrative आ रहा है कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया जिन 2 टीम से हार के वर्ल्ड कप शुरू किया है, क्या वही 2 टीम से जीत के वर्ल्ड कप फिनिश करेगी?
तो फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट लास्ट जब बात हुआ था तो team was in shambles. So it was, even as a fan, I was really questioning if we will qualify for the semis or not. I'm still semis qualify करने के बाद भी I'll say I'm still very cryptic about Australia's performance because we have majorly won matches based on a few certain individual brilliances more than team performance as a whole. I'm still very much cryptic about Australia's bowling performance, given how much run we concede while playing. It's really it's a thing Australians should be thinking right now. Uh, South Africa's recent performances has been good, but I think the easier target would for Australia if they can defeat South Africa in in the semis. Uh, I see them on a very high ground, means especially morally, because they were very down. When we had nothing to lose, we came up from nothing, using nothing to almost going up to the knockouts. When I still remember people saying maybe even they would be somewhere around the fifth and the sixth spot in the entire list of the, the teams list and everything. So I think the crucial part is Australia trying to figure out how their bowling changes, not changes actually, their bowling dynamics going out against South Africa. I'm not thinking about India right now because to me India has been a very formidable team this year, this tournament, seeing how they have performed in both batting and bowling, especially when they're putting up runs on the board. It's very difficult for a team to cross 150 while chasing. Right, like the teams get bundled up even before they can score 150 while chasing. So, I would want my team to first put all their focus on South Africa. This played in Eden Gardens, so maybe there will be some higher fan percentages for Australia because though not a home team, but there are many individual Australian players who have got a big fan following in India. David Warner, Mitch
Are you
Marsh.
one of them? Are you one of them going to Eden?
I have a ticket on hold, but there is a chance I might have an exam on that day. If it's not on a Sunday, I don't know if it's on a Sunday or not. If it's not on a Sunday, I might have an exam
It's
that
on
day.
Thursday. It's on Thursday.
I might have an exam during that because next week my exams are starting. So if I don't have an exam, surely going to have a ticket on hold for that. Yeah, I it's been a very good journey, but I would say I'm not satisfied with Australia's performance, but I'm pretty much shocked how some of them have came out during the times when Australia needed to win a match. It has been a good streak, but I hope I'm not jinxing it and they kind of lose to South Africa in the semis. But yeah, I see a better chance of them winning against South Africa in the semis. But then we will talk about against India for the finals.
Two things. साउथ अफ्रीका ने इंग्लैंड में खेला है, हालांकि इंडिया के साथ एकदम बुरी तरीके से हारे हैं, लेकिन वो ईडन में खेले हैं और ईडन में खेलने के बाद उन्होंने इंडिया को काफी अच्छा बॉलिंग किया था। केशव महाराज का वो स्पेल, अगर उसने एक साथ 10 ओवर ना कराता, अगर उसको 5 ओवर का स्पेल थोड़ा थोड़ा अलग अलग करके कराता, तो आई थिंक वहां पे मतलब खैर मतलब बहुआ का कैप्टनसी, बहुआ इज लाइक ए 10, आई मीन नॉन प्लेइंग कैप्टन टाइप से, तो खैर तो ऑस्ट्रेलिया ने ईडन में नहीं खेला है। एंड ईडन में दो तरीका का पिच है, एक है बैटिंग पिच जिसमें इंग्लैंड वर्सेस पाकिस्तान मैच हुआ था, और दूसरा है थोड़ा सा स्पिनिंग पिच जिसमें नेदरलैंड वर्सेस बांग्लादेश हुआ था। अगर बैटिंग पिच होता है और साउथ अफ्रीका पहले बैट करता है तो एडवांटेज साउथ अफ्रीका है। अगर वो दूसरा वाला पिच होता है तो फिर एडवांटेज, आई डोंट नो स्पिन अच्छा कौन खेलता है, मतलब दोनों के सेम ही टाइप का खेलते हैं।
द थिंग भी ऐसा है कि अगर स्पिनिंग ट्रैक हुआ, जो स्लाइटली स्पिनिंग ट्रैक था, जो तो आई गेस इट विल बी अ वेरी फेयर इक्वल 50-50 फॉर बोथ द टीम्स. एंड इफ इट्स द बैटिंग ट्रैक, especially in the one which we saw England versus Pakistan, I guess it will depend a lot on who wins the toss. If Australia does win the toss and they put up a good score, they might have a chance of snatching out. But again, I'm saying this again and again, I'm very much cryptic about Australia's bowling performance. They have been giving out a lot of runs. A lot of runs means the teams which are not really that good in scoring runs have not scored runs previously. I still remember an easy match that should have been wrapped up was like down to the wire. I just forgot which match was that one. Oh, New Zealand versus Australia. Yes, it was a good score, a big total put up on the board. New Zealand were they had to go up and really mess it up in the last 3 overs so badly that the match came down to the last ball. So I'm still really cryptic about how the bowling team is going to perform. But if Australia does win the toss in case of a batting pitch and put up a good score, I can see them defending it. But if it's a spinning track, it's a 50-50 chance. So
Okay.
let's see.
Now I will come to the Maxwell innings. And before I go to Ankita, Yamina, मेरे ख्याल से पाकिस्तान का भी पूरी यहाँ मैक्सवेल को मतलब वो कर रहा था, एगॉन कर रहा था वो इनिंग्स खेलने में.
हमारा तो असल में ये हो गया है ना कि इंडिया से हमारे आर्च राइवल्स जो हैं वो अफगानी बन चुके हैं, ठीक है. सो वो जो हमारे जख्मों पे नमक छिड़का गया था उनकी तरफ से, एंड देयर इज लाइक समवट फ्रॉम देयर प्लेयर्स, इवन दे पुट अप द स्टोरीज एंड एवरीथिंग. सो देयर इज ऑलवेज इवन उनका किसी के साथ भी मैच होता है, इवन इंडिया बैशेस इंडिया हमेशा अफगानिस्तान को बहुत कन्विंसिंगली जिताता है. So we as a nation over here जो क्रिकेट के वो fans and सारा, so everyone is like very happy जब अफगानिस्तान को कोई वो तरह से करता है. I couldn't watch the innings live because I was sleeping. I came from the hospital and I slept, and when I woke up, so मैंने वो highlights में वो देखी है. But yeah, everyone was like that I missed an innings of a lifetime. कि उसने इतना अच्छा वो खेला, एंड स्पेशली व्हेन यू आर कमिंग एट 7 एंड उस तरह से वहां पे पार्टनरशिप बनती है, बिकॉज़ अफगानिस्तान वाज आल्सो विनिंग दैट. बट हियर आई वुड लाइक टू मेंशन वन थिंग. आई वाज लिसनिंग टू अंकिता. आई ट्रस्ट साउथ अफ्रीका चोकिंग जीन्स स्टिल नाउ. मुझे उनकी चोकिंग जीन्स पे बहुत ज्यादा यकीन है. आपकी जुबान है इसको विश्वास बोलते हैं. आई लिटरली ट्रस्टेड बॉटलिंग जीन्स वेरी मच. सो साउथ अफ्रीका हैज द हैबिट ऑफ choking in the pressure games, in the knockout games. ऑस्ट्रेलियंस का ये है कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया हो या इंग्लैंड हो या न्यूजीलैंड हो, ये जो सेना की टीम्स, मतलब वो साउथ अफ्रीका को निकाल के अगर मैं इनकी बात करूं, स्पेशली ऑस्ट्रेलिया, आई लिटरली एडोर ऑस्ट्रेलियंस वे ऑफ प्लेइंग क्रिकेट. कि वो उनका 8th नंबर 9th नंबर भी इफ दे कम ना, दे हैव द सिमिलर वे ऑफ प्लेइंग. आई मीन वो जो होता है ना कि शुरू के 1-2 आउट हो गए हैं, जो कि हम साउथ एशियन कंट्रीज में देखते हैं, पाकिस्तानियों में बहुत है, इंडियन टीम में भी है. अगर टॉप ऑर्डर कोलैप्स कर जाता है तो नीचे वाले भी उस तरह से नहीं रन स्कोर करते. तो बेसिकली द थिंग इज दिस कि ऑस्ट्रेलियन टीम का ये नहीं है, एंड ऑन देयर डे दे कैन बी lethal as hell. So no wonders Australia, even हम पाकिस्तान में when we're sitting now and we're saying कि like it's a fun thing यार, इंडिया को नहीं बस जीतना. अब we say कि अब यही चीज हमें सुकून दे सकती है कि इंडिया भी, हम नहीं जीते तो इंडिया ना जीते. So उसमें everyone says that only Australia is the team that can take the victory. I would just like say कि आप जो है ना इंडिया के हाथ से वर्ल्ड कप, क्योंकि इट्स इंडियाज वर्ल्ड कप टू लूज, एवरीवन इज सेइंग राइट स्टार्ट ऑफ द टूर्नामेंट. जस्ट लाइक कि कोई बहुत बुरा दिन होगा या कोई बहुत बैड लक है दैट इंडिया इज नॉट विनिंग इट, बिकॉज देयर टीम, their combination is so solid, their players are, you have so many match winning players in the team. And the thing is this, that they have outclassed every team in the group stage, like literally winning every match convincingly. So usme we say कि like it's just like India's World Cup and वो सारा कुछ है, but the only team that can crumble this Indian team on their day is the Australian side. So on their day Australia can be very lethal against any team because वो उनका mindset इस तरह का, वो cricket इस तरह की खेलते हैं. I would just like use to say they don't have the timid approach while playing cricket. The team is not as good as the Australian team we used to see in the past and Sarah, but the way of cricket is still the same. They don't have the timid approach, and that is the way how you come and you attack and you just like take over the opponents. So इतना मैं बहुत यकीन से कह सकती हूँ that Australia is winning the semis because I literally trust South Africa's choking genes. वो
अच्छा, सेमीफाइनल में हम आएंगे, लेकिन अंकिता से मैक्सवेल का इनिंग्स के बारे में थोड़ा सा सुनते हैं. डिड यू वॉच इट अंकिता, बॉल बाय बॉल?
No, not the entire thing. I started watching it after. I still remember Maxwell was batting at 85 not out when I started
तो
watching. It
उससे
was
पहले
around
क्यों
that.
नहीं देखा?
No, I didn't actually. No,
You didn't see
I
the
actually
catch drop.
I didn't see anything because I was not at home. I had some many important things to do. I came back at home around 9 o'clock, and the first thing I was checking the scores continuously, and it was I remember 95 or 96 was 7 when I last saw the score online, and then I came back home. And I came back home around 9 because I had very important things to do and I couldn't be back. I went out in the morning and I was back at home after 9. So it was Maxwell was batting at 85 then. But you know, the thing about matches of this kind is I knew one thing for sure. If either of them, Pat Cummins or Maxwell at that point, lost their wicket, it would have been a house of cards from there on. The next two wickets would have been a very, very easy thing to get. I don't know who would have gotten out or what would have happened, but what I saw from there on was a thing of beauty, if I have to say. I have, I haven't watched anything like this, and I will say this even after saying because I watched a lot of Australia's older matches through YouTube and everything. I have not watched anything like the innings of Glenn Maxwell on that day because it was sheer brilliance. It felt like something very inhuman or something supernatural was there in him because you don't see things like this. He was cramping so bad, he couldn't even have footwork properly during that time. There was literal the balls he was hitting out of the park. There was literal to zero footwork because he was cramping so badly during that time. And I remember thinking, if they don't rotate strike, if it's as a fan, we are sitting at home, you see this totally you have to chase, and you see the only last option being there that's Maxwell playing like that. You think if they don't take those 1 or 2 runs, maybe the total will keep adding up because you don't expect the player to hit every ball for a boundary or a six. You have to wait. You want those cheeky 2 runs, 3 runs from here and there, and for that you need a very healthy player. But Maxwell was not there. Maxwell was physically totally shattered. He was cramping so badly. He was hitting those balls with some of them with zero footwork, absolutely. Right? But it felt like he had something totally
बैट
inhuman
के
in him
अंदर
at
कुछ
that
था,
point.
बैट के अंदर कुछ था, वो कुछ मैग्नेट था जो
Probably.
कि बॉल लगने से बच जा रहा था.
Yeah,
एनीवे
the connect was so good. Yeah, it's like उस टाइम जो कनेक्ट हो रहा था ना बॉल के साथ, you're like thinking कि अफगानिस्तान के प्लेयर्स ऐसे बॉलिंग कर रहे हैं कि जाके कनेक्ट हो कि मैक्सवेल का ही कुछ कमाल है. Whatever it is with zero, sometimes with zero, no footwork, he was hitting those balls out of nowhere over the boundaries, and I was like, I've never seen something like that.
एनीवे एक एक जो फनी इंसिडेंट हुआ उसके बाद वो देखने को आया कि पूरी जो पार्टनरशिप था, वो पूरी पार्टनरशिप में जो मैक्सवेल एंड कमिंस का एक बंदा हेलमेट पहन के बैठा था, एडम जंपा, कि कब जरूरत पड़ जाए और अगर वो बिना हेलमेट पहुंच जाए और उसको फिर हेलमेट लाने के लिए फिर वापस आना पड़े तो वो टाइम्ड आउट ना हो जाए. तो वो एक बंदा हेलमेट पहन के पूरा बैठा था, मतलब उससे बाहर. उतना हेलमेट तो पैट कमिंस ने भी नहीं पहना था. एनीवे, we have a new my friend here, Gaurav here. Gaurav is also based out of Calcutta. We all know him. But to introduce to Yamina, Gaurav is one of our resident Pakistan fans. So grew up in the 90s. He's a typical 90s kid who has Wasim Akram, Wakar Yunus, Salim Malik, and Abdul Razak and Shoaib Akhtar as his heroes at that point of time. So along with, of course, Tendulkar and all. So, but he is basically in our group, like we have Ankita, who is basically an Australian fan. Gaurav is the Pakistan fan within the team. So Gaurav, welcome to the thing, and you would have seen our introduction of Yamina. Yamina has already told everything about Pakistan. What has happened wrong? What went wrong? What was her expectation? Who did what? He has completed all of those things. But if you have a question for her, please go ahead.
Very difficult phase for a Pakistani fan. I mean, there must be something wrong. In this millennium, Pakistan only played one semi-final in 50-over World Cup. That is 2011. Apart from that, the World Cup performance has been dismal over the years. If we keeping aside the T20 format, I mean, in the 50-over format, they only played one semi-final in this millennium. Isn't that shocking? Especially, I mean, the pitches in Pakistan and India is quite similar. The argument that most of the Pakistanis never played in India, apart from Salman Ali Aga and Mohammad Nawaz before. So, do you think there's something wrong with the system in Pakistan cricket?
Definitely, I would say that everything about the system is wrong. That from 2000 to 2023, if we say that we just like play 2011 semi-final, 2015, 2019, I have just like grown up saying, चलो अब नहीं तो अगले में चले जाएंगे, अब नहीं तो अगले में. Now we are saying कि कब. So first thing, our system is definitely wrong. Over the time, if we compare it with the boards, like with the BCCI and the PCB, जो domestic का standard है in terms of paying to the cricketers, that is like very different. In Pakistan, pays are very less. And दूसरा ये है कि हर एक को जो I personally feel हर एक का mindset in this side part of the country is this कि मैं छक्का मार के स्टार बन जाता हूँ. But you play कल सौरव गंगुली ने पेविलियन में के लिए बहुत अच्छी ये बात की थी, if you have heard or not, कि आप जो हैं क्या उसको कहते हैं लॉन्ग फॉर्मेट की क्रिकेट खेल के ही एक अच्छे प्लेयर बनते हैं. उसी से यू नो द आर्ट ऑफ रोटेटिंग द स्ट्राइक, आपको छिक्का मारना, मतलब everyone becomes a star like by hitting a six, but the younger lot of players need to know कि आप हर कोई शाहिद अफरीदी नहीं बन सकता. वो एक था जो पॉपुलर हो गया था. Now forget about it. ठीक है, not everyone can be शाहिद अफरीदी. You have to build up your own game. Second thing is this के many of the players जो कि अभी टीम के अंदर भी थे and वो सारा they are not playing the list A cricket, वो domestic cricket नहीं खेल रहे हैं. अब if you're the Haris Rauf is your main bowler and he is a solid, मतलब उसको मैं कहूँगी कि वो सिर्फ वो T20 का बॉलर है. ठीक है, you have to उसमें भी like सौरव गंगुली ने बहुत अच्छी बात की थी कि वसीम अकरम used to go like 20-25 ओवर, स्टार्ट में भी बोल कर रहे हैं तो वही पेस है, एंड पे भी बोल कर रहे हैं तो वही पेस है. सो यहाँ पे आपको पांचवें ओवर डालना पड़ जाए तो अब आप तो स्टार्ट ही इस तरह से करते हैं कि अगली टीम का प्रेशर हटा देते हैं. वन थिंग इज दिस. सेकंड थिंग इज दिस कि दे प्ले लॉट ऑफ लीग्स like before World Cup, our main bowlers, हमारा एक bowler जो है who is like quite young and he is an asset to us and he is a very great bowler, Naseem Shah. He got injured. You are playing LPL, आप ये लीग खेल रहे हैं, आप वो लीग खेल रहे हैं, आप फलाना कर रहे हैं. वो सारे leagues are very different as compared to the longer formats. Longer formats की game जो बैट्समैन भी बना रहा होता है when you are like bowling them, वो एक different, वो power play में आके आपको मार लेते हैं. They play fast, के बीच में वो strike rotation करते हैं. Bowlers का I would just like say कि there is a hell lot difference in stamina जो कि 90 के bowlers का था, और इनके पास पेस तो है क्योंकि पाकिस्तान के यहाँ पे हर गली से एक पेसर आपको मिल जाता है. बॉलिंग टैलेंट की कमी नहीं है. द थिंग इज इट्स द माइंडसेट, क्योंकि मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द क्रिकेटर्स everyone wants to earn money and there's nothing wrong about it that you earn money and वो सारा कुछ है, but you want this thing and now like since we have our own league, we have PSL, so it's PSL craze जो वहाँ पे अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रहा है. सिंस फिर हम उसको भी वी वांट के एज फैंस जो डिफरेंट फ्रेंचाइजेस के फैंस हैं वो एजेंडा स्टार्ट कर देते हैं ओवर द सोशल मीडिया के इसको ले आओ टीम के अंदर. एंड समहाउ आई वुड से दैट द टीम मैनेजमेंट does take the pressure of Twitter. They do take the pressure of social media because I would say that at one point the fans made Osama Mir as Don, मतलब उन्होंने Osama Mir को Bradman बना दिया था that we had to take Shadab out and bring Osama Mir in the Australia's match, and then again in the Australian match उसने भी उतने ही रन खाए हैं. He was equally bad as Shadab was in terms of bowling, but when it came to chasing the runs we didn't have an extra batsman. At least I don't know that Shadab would have won us the match or not or something like this, but at least he's a batsman, so he can bat. So जैसे ऊपर के batsmen थे, they knew this thing कि नीचे कोई batter हमारे पास मौजूद ही नहीं है. So मुझे ये चीज लगती है, the current lot of the cricketers, they don't play the domestic cricket. ये नहीं जाते हैं, अगर इनमें इनकी बुरी परफॉर्मेंस है, ये फर्स्ट क्लास नहीं खेलते हैं, और यही इनके फेलियर की रीजन है. इवन इफ यू सी अब्दुल्ला शफीक केम, he is a nice catch, like as much as he was preferred over Imamul Haq and he came. But if you would say that there was a glitch in his strike rotation, he is scoring a 4, he is scoring a 6, but block, score a 4. That is not how you play first class cricket. हालांकि वो तो टेस्ट क्रिकेट खेलता है and first class खेल. That is something ODI क्रिकेट में अपनी गेम बनानी होती है कि आपने जो बीच की बॉल्स हैं जो मतलब इफ यू आर जस्ट लाइक ब्लॉक देन इट इज क्रिएटिंग एन अननेसेसरी प्रेशर ओवर यू. सो अगर आप स्ट्राइक रोटेट करें एंड देन ऑन द बैट बॉल यू पनिश द बॉलर, so that is something how you bring the other bowler in the pressure. So that thing was very much missing in Pakistan's team. और दूसरी में I would just like say that the board is occupied by a lot of politics. Team is occupied by a lot of politics, favoritism, these things take over. एक कैप्टन आता है, वो अपनी टीम लेके आता है, फिर वो अपने फेवरेटिज्म ले आता है बीच में, और वो सारा कुछ होता है. सो इट हैड बीन वन ऑफ द की रीजन कि आप जो है जब आप फेवरेटिज्म करते हैं तो फिर आई रियली डोंट नो कि आप मेडियोक्रिटी को अपने साथ लेके आ रहे हैं. So that is something we need to work on. I don't know क्योंकि उनका कल्चर इस तरह का बन चुका है, and it's been like ये अभी की बात नहीं है. In 2019 में भी टीम अपनी मर्जी की बनी है, 2015 में भी बनी है. We need to learn from mistakes. I don't know why don't we learn from our mistakes. At the end of the day, it's Pakistan's cricket team, and you need to win the tournaments. So that is all that I have to say.
And, here comes one point I would like to express here, that in terms of playing the domestic cricket or the list A cricket, in India, the top players don't play those things because they don't have time. Frankly speaking, the Virat Kohlis or Rohit Sharmas, they don't play domestic cricket anymore. But what happens here that these guys have come through the ranks by playing those cricket. I can understand that these days international cricketers don't have time to go back to domestic cricket and play those list A matches. Another problem I can sense here that the management, because I see Babar, Rizwan, everyone, Naseem Shah, Shaheen Shah Afridi. If you look at the schedule of Pakistan in this year, they had a grueling 2-test match series against Sri Lanka. They had a series in Sri Lanka in those hot, humid conditions. And after that, there's the LPL. Then after that, Asia Cup. So they needed to be smart there and use their bench strength. That's how you develop your bench strength. So then what happened? Suddenly Naseem Shah got injured and Pakistan didn't have a plan B. He was Pakistan's best bowler. And they suddenly lose him. And I can understand injuries if a team lost key players before the World Cup or during the World Cup. But at least you try to fulfill those damage. You can make it lesser damage thing than before. But the thing is that Pakistan, what happened that Pakistan, even I can see Babar playing against Nepal, Babar playing against Zimbabwe. And if you look at India's schedule, the Virat Kohlis and Rohit Sharma, they don't go to play a series in Zimbabwe or Ireland. They send their B team. Doesn't matter whether you lose 1 or 2 matches there. What you get there, if you identify 1 or 2 players even from that series, that will serve you for the future 10 years or 15 years down the line, that will serve you more. I mean, that is more purposeful than a Babar Azam scoring 100 against Nepal or Zimbabwe. I mean, it's like, I mean, you boost your stats, nothing else. आपका क्रिकेट के लिए कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता.
गौरव मेरे को थोड़ा सा एक और सवाल करना है. आई थिंक वी आर कमिंग टू ऑलमोस्ट 1 hour. यामिना, हमने खेल के मैदान में जो जो कुछ हुआ पाकिस्तान के लिए वो सारे कुछ डिस्कस किए। गौरव और आप अपने कुछ मतलब अपने मतलब वो भी डिस्कस किए, लेकिन खेल के मैदान के बाहर भी बहुत कुछ हुआ। फॉर एग्जाम्पल एक खास चैनल में बाबर का कुछ व्हाट्सएप लीक हुआ। विद इन द वर्ल्ड कप आपका चेयरमैन का कुछ कुछ वो आया, क्या बोलते हैं उसका, कुछ इंटरव्यू आया। विद इन द वर्ल्ड कप आपका एक कंट्रोवर्सी आया कि देयर इज क्या बोलते हैं उसको, वो एक ही मैनेजमेंट कमिटी सारे प्लेयर्स का मैनेज कर रहा है और इंजमामुल हक को भी मैनेज कर रहा है। ये बहुत बड़ा एक घोटाला है। उसी ड्यूरिंग द सेम थिंग इंजमामुल हक रिजाइंड इवन बिफोर कमिंग टू द वर्ल्ड कप। द टेक्निकल कमिटी का जो 2 मेंबर टेक्निकल कमिटी है उसमें से मोहम्मद हफीज रिजाइन। तो ये जो बैकग्राउंड में जो सब हुआ ये कितना इन्फ्लुएंस डाला?
Before Yamina answers this, I want to say this. Actually, these things are good for Pakistan cricket. I mean, I have always seen that whenever the things get messier, Pakistan
Gaurav,
plays good cricket.
I want the real Pakistani's response, not your response here.
मैं आपकी सारी बातों के ऊपर सबसे पहली बात स्टार्ट करूंगी फ्रॉम वेयर इट स्टार्टेड। बेसिकली हमारे इस साल में इन 2023 3 chairmans have been changed. रमीज राजा, he was replaced by नजम सेठी, he was replaced by ज़का अशरफ। ठीक है, चीज तो वहां से ऊपर से खराब है, ठीक है, जो नीचे तक आती है। Second thing is this, coming to your question, the technical committee member resigned, Mohammad Hafiz resigned. He resigned because he wanted some of the players in the squad, which Babar Azam didn't want to take. And Abrar Ahmed, who was the only spinner which we have, and we have seen him spin the ball, जिसकी at least ball spin हो जाए थोड़ी सी, ठीक है, हमारे पास वही स्पिनर था, and he was kept on reserve. So that was a glitch in between Babar's decision and वो सारा कुछ। Coming to this, in Pakistan हम इसको जिसका कॉपरेशन और मैनेजमेंट की बात करते हैं, हम इनको अपनी लेमैन लैंग्वेज कैली में इसको कहते हैं रोटी ग्रुप। So there is somehow grouping even. So जब प्लेयर्स का एक ग्रुप बना होता है, ठीक है, एंड यू आर नॉट लेटिंग अदर, हफीज वांटेड अब्रार एंड इमाद वसीम टू बी इन द स्क्वाड, यस। So Imad, Karachi Kings preferred Imad's captaincy over Imad being their captain over Babar Azam, and Babar had to leave the franchise and things like that. So there had been, glitch in between Imad and Babar Azam. So क्या उसको कहते हैं, so basically वो बाबर का अपना ग्रुप है, फिर उनका अपना ग्रुप है, हर एक का चले वो ठीक है, आपका एक नेचुरल इंटरेस्ट भी होता है। At the end of the day, we are all human beings. But the thing is this, फिर जब आप इस तरह की ग्रुपिंग करते हैं, so you should be ready to get every sort of criticism. फिर जब आपने इस तरह की परफॉर्मेंसेस दी हैं ग्राउंड के अंदर, so you have to accept everything. हाँ, leaking his someone's personal chat over the television, that is very below the belt. और ये चीज नहीं होनी चाहिए, because he is still our captain and he was representing our country at the international level. और उस चैनल के होस्ट ने आके apologize भी किया था later on और बाद में भी, but that thing was like really wrong. And coming that from the chairman of the PCB, that was also very wrong. But फिर जब आप खुद hell bent होते हैं चीजों पे, जब आपने जिद पकड़ी होती है कि I am the number 1 batsman and I have to do this thing, so फिर उसमें ये है कि जब क्रिटिसिज्म आता है, फिर परफॉर्मेंस इस तरह की आती है, तो फिर आपको हर किस्म का क्रिटिसिज्म लेना पड़ता है और फिर आपको लेना भी चाहिए। तो फिर यू कांट डू दैट। हाँ, अगर यही बाबर आजम जो है वो ट्रॉफी लेके आता है तो सबके मुंह बंद होते हैं। यही पीसीबी चेयरमैन जो है वो आपके गले में हार भी डालते, ठीक है। तो द थिंग इज थिंग्स डिडंट गो वेल फॉर हिम एज अ कैप्टन। सो फिर वो जो अंदर की बातें होती हैं, फिर वो क्योंकि एज बीइंग द कैप्टन ऑफ द पाकिस्तान टीम एंड बीइंग इन द सेंट्रल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट, ही इज सेंट्रल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट में बाबर लिस्ट ए में है, और यू गेट paid 45 lakh Pakistani rupees per month. So everyone wants to be in that category and wo sara kuch. Everyone wants to be the captain of the team. Everyone wants to play for the team and to play for the international matches. So वो फिर ये है कि जब आपकी performance नहीं आई है तो फिर आपके बारे में हर कोई बात करेगा. So it is like that. But I personally, as Gaurav has said this thing, कि चीजें बहुत ज्यादा we as fans had been speaking from quite long कि चीजें बहुत ज्यादा खराब हैं, बहुत ज्यादा ग्रुपिंग है, बहुत ज्यादा अच्छे प्लेयर्स जो हैं वो आपकी बेंच स्ट्रेंथ पे भी नहीं है, वो बेंच पे भी नहीं है, दे आर नॉट इवन इन द स्क्वाड. और आप क्या स्क्वाड लेके जा रहे हैं? ऐसी बात नहीं है कि नसीम शाह गया तो आपके पास कोई ऑप्शन नहीं थी. So the thing is this कि आप खिलाना ही नहीं चाह रहे हैं. और I would answer one more question, why our main players are playing against Nepal and Zimbabwe because they don't want others to give the chance. आपने अपने स्टैट्स बनाने हैं, आपने खुद को नंबर 1 बैट्समैन रखना है, आपने अगले दुनिया को ये दिखाना ही नहीं है कि आपसे बेहतर भी कोई है. So these are the things that led to this much of massive failure. और चले हमने तो मिनोस के अगेंस्ट भी नहीं, बाबर आजम didn't even perform good against like बांग्लादेश और उस तरह की टीम्स के अगेंस्ट भी अगर आप जल्दी आउट हो रहे हैं, ठीक है, so it means that you are not even performing against the below par teams. So against Pakistan, every team has played in this World Cup to improve their net run rate. That is what all I have to say.
नहीं, मेरे एक ही मतलब I just have one thing to say. The first match Pakistan played was against Netherlands. After the toss, बाबर से पूछा गया कि what is the target you are looking at? He said हम 280 290 का टारगेट कर रहे हैं. Pakistan got all out in the 280, scoring 286. ठीक है. उसी नीदरलैंड्स को सब लोगों ने टारगेट किया है कि कैसे नीदरलैंड्स को मार के हम अपना नेट रन रेट बढ़ा सकते हैं. लेकिन ये इनका पहला मैच था. पहले मैच में इन्होंने इनको टारगेट ही था 280 to 290 अगेंस्ट नीदरलैंड, और वो टारगेट भी मतलब रीच करते करते ऑल आउट हो गए. तो आई सी दैट देयर वाज अ शुरू से ही मतलब देयर वाज अ सम वे. आपका गोल जब यहाँ पे होता है ना तो आप यहाँ तक रीच करते हैं. आपका गोल अगर यहाँ तक है तो आप यहाँ पे रीच कर लेंगे.
Exactly.
तो वो वाला मसला आ गया. खैर, गोइंग फॉरवर्ड, do you see Babar losing his captaincy? Do you see Pakistan having split captaincy? What do you see? और दूसरा चीज, क्या सारे लोग अब जो जाएंगे कराची जाएंगे, इस्लामाबाद जाएंगे, मतलब उनको क्या मतलब लोग अंडे मारेंगे या फिर पीपल आर आई मीन ऐसे ही कुछ नहीं है, चलो हो गया, तुम हारो या जीतो हमें तुमसे प्यार है. मतलब क्या मतलब व्हाट इज द फीलिंग ऑफ एवरेज पाकिस्तानी cricket fans towards their heroes now that they're coming back?
अच्छा, तुम जीतो या हारो, हमें तुमसे बिल्कुल प्यार नहीं है. ये दिस इज द ओल्ड एज कॉन्सेप्ट. ठीक है, आपको जीतना चाहिए, हमें तभी आपसे प्यार है. इफ यू प्ले पुअर क्रिकेट तो वी विल क्रिटिसाइज एज अ फैन. People these days, they are just like most of the people now don't even see cricket. Some of my friends say, why do you even watch cricket? What does this team even give you apart from depression? The all time you're sitting and your BP is always high in one innings or another, and you're just like saying कि ये क्या खेल रहे हैं वो सारा कुछ. So अंडे मारने वाला तो वो नहीं है वो सारा कुछ. But the thing is this, coming from for the captaincy thing, yes, definitely the captain should be changed, and I think so in a day or two maybe Babar, for the sake of his own decorum and चलें कुछ भी है, he is a star for Pakistan, so I think he will resign on his own from the white ball cricket. So we are hoping Shaheen Shah Afridi to be the next white ball. Majority are hoping. We don't know what's the board's decision. It's at the end of the day their
Why not
decision.
Rizwan?
Yeah, he can be. I think so. Shaheen is being preferred just because he has won consecutive PSL titles as a captain for Lahore Qalandars. So that's why Shaheen is a little bit at this level, and Rizwan is at this. A lot of people. I would say I'm more biased towards Shaheen. So I am taking his name inside. Rizwan is also a good candidate, but since he has won the 2 titles and we are having the T20 World Cup in the next year, so everyone is saying that Shaheen as a captain has a different approach. He has a more aggressive approach. And if you have to see if PSL is sure, you have to set a criteria na कि आपने किस base पे captain लेके आना है. So people are saying that he has won Lahore Qalandars from the shambles. Like Lahore Qalandars couldn't even go to the knockouts in the PSL games. It had been a terrible franchise when PSL ever since PSL was started, and then Shaheen took its captaincy and had won the PSL twice consecutively in 2022 and then back in this year. So that's why they're saying that he can be a good captain because his captaining skills are better. So this is the debate. ये debate हर दिन हो रही है. Now let's see what's the board's decision. And yeah, Shaheen has a strong lobbying by his father-in-law and Shahid Afridi. So yeah, that is also कि उसका थोड़ा सा जो आप कह लें कि पलड़ा जो है वो भारी है over his arm.
I have one question here. Don't you think making a fast bowler as captain is a problem? Because what will happen then Shaheen Shah Afridi has to play every match whenever he becomes captain. She won't get rest. So you playing test cricket, you playing one-day cricket, T20 cricket continuous. That is the problem with Pakistan itself. They play too much cricket sometimes.
Yes, it is, but I think so that Babar Azam would stay the test captain at least till Australia series क्योंकि कोई भी we know that it would be a definite whitewash against Australia in Australia. So it's like really hard. So कोई भी ये जलालत लेने के लिए फिलहाल तैयार नहीं होगा. Because you know what everyone would then say
नहीं,
कि बाबर
यहाँ जलालत की बात ही नहीं आती क्योंकि I mean last time Pakistan won a test match against Australia in Australia was back in 1995 January in Sydney. Since then they toured their 1999. I remember they had a bowling attack consisting of Wasim Akram, Shoaib Akhtar and Waqar Yunis. Yet they lost 3-0. So I don't put blame on these younger guys because the stalwarts have been thrashed there before. But I would like to make you feel better and on a lighter note, I would like to say that I was there for 2 of the Pakistan's matches at Eden Gardens. Even yesterday, I was there at Eden Gardens watching England and Pakistan, and before that, Pakistan-Bangladesh game. And it was an honor and privilege to host Pakistan as an Indian. Because I was there at the ground. No, I don't know whenever I'll be able to watch Babar again batting or Rizwan or Shaheen Shah Afridi again on Indian soil or not, considering the political tensions and all. But it was an honor and privilege. I think Indian crowd also responded quite well, barring Ahmedabad. And I apologize for Ahmedabad. I apologize for Ahmedabad, being an Indian.
I would just like say that the crowd had been wherever. Even the last match I saw was of. I didn't watch yesterday's match, but last match of New Zealand, the crowd was cheering literally on every boundary that Fakhar hit. So Bengaluru proud, sorry. And I would, as far as the Ahmedabad people, I would say that they are wrong. If you want to shut anyone's mouth, you have to shut it with good cricket. If you are playing such terrible cricket, you can't say even
Sorry,
in that.
but I may sound rude, but the civilized people in India sometimes they don't live in Ahmedabad or a state of Gujarat.
Gaurav,
They're not civilized people there.
I think you and I have talked on this before.
I am quite politically very biased
You
here.
and I have spoken on this before, and Yamina, the conversation that we had was that I do not think anybody is right or wrong, but every action has a reaction, and I
But
feel
booing
that,
someone and
I
the
feel
toss
that,
is a
and I feel
problem.
that,
Devapanda, it's a problem.
and I feel that only one person received a particular reception in Ahmedabad. There were 10 other Pakistani batsmen or players who did not. Bangladesh played all the matches in India. Some of them were in Ahmedabad. They did not. Afghanistan did not. In IPL, nobody has faced it. So only one person faced it. And I think that you have to look at it from both angles. But anyway, we are almost over an hour. So let me come to the last part. I want to ask Ankita again. Ankita, initially we were thinking कि ऑस्ट्रेलिया का मतलब कौन कौन खेलेगा, कोई खेलने लायक फॉर्म में ही नहीं है, ये भी नहीं है, वो भी नहीं है, ट्रेविस हेड इंजर्ड है, मिचेल मार्श फॉर्म में नहीं है, स्टॉइनिस फॉर्म में नहीं है, पैट कमिंस नॉन प्लेइंग कैप्टन है। अब तो लग रहा है कि कौन खेलेगा, मतलब सो मेनी पीपल आर राइट नाउ इन फॉर्म। चेजिंग में इसने 177 मार दिया, इसने 201 मार दिया, सारे ही इन फॉर्म्स हैं। तो are you almost sure कि it's going to be Australia versus whoever wins in Wankhede? Australia has gone into the same.
No, not completely sure because yes, I do understand South Africa has some choking problems and we've seen it time and again, year after year, every ICC tournament you've seen it, they have a choking problem. But I wouldn't say it's like 100 Australia, 0 South Africa. Going into the match, it would be a bit toward the side of Australia is obviously heavy, keeping in mind the last few performances of Australia has been really good, especially the batting side. They have someone or the other has stepped up in the team. They have put on a good score, put on a good show. But I wouldn't say it's totally like close your eyes, it's Australia in the finals, and whoever wins the second semi-final. But yes, I'll be saying Australia has a higher chance, has a upper hand in the semi-finals.
55-45.
No, a bit more. I'll say 60-40.
65-30-25.
I think Ankita, you are wrong.
80-20.
I think Ankita, you are
No,
wrong.
we'll come to you, Gaurav. We'll come to you. 80-20.
I'll say 60-40.
60-40. अच्छा, before I come to all for the semi-final predictions, मैं एक चीज बता देता हूँ। वर्ल्ड कप की हिस्ट्री में कोई ऐसा फाइनल नहीं हुआ है जिसमें आइदर इंग्लैंड या ऑस्ट्रेलिया या इंडिया, ये तीनों कंट्री ना हो, या इंग्लैंड या ऑस्ट्रेलिया या इंडिया, ऑल फाइनल्स वनडे की वर्ल्ड कप के हिस्ट्री में, ठीक है। तो द ओनली फाइनल विच देन कम्स अप इज साउथ अफ्रीका वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड, ठीक है। ये जो स्टैट जो मैंने दे दिया, इसके बाद एक ही फाइनल बनता है, वो साउथ अफ्रीका वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड। अच्छा, अब दूसरी तरफ से देखते हैं। साउथ अफ्रीका ने आज तक अपनी हिस्ट्री में जितने भी सेमीफाइनल हुए हैं सारे हारे हैं, ठीक है। उसमें से 2 बार उसने ऑस्ट्रेलिया से हारे हैं, एक बार हारा नहीं था, टाई हुआ था, एक बार हारा है 2007 में, और एक बार उसने न्यूजीलैंड से हारे। दोनों बहुत ही 2007 क्लोज नहीं था, लेकिन 99 और 2015 क्लोज था। तो अगर ये नैरेटिव बनता है तो साउथ अफ्रीका फाइनल में जाता है, ठीक है, क्योंकि एक बार तो उनको ऑस्ट्रेलिया को हराना ही है, तो जाता है। और इधर से हम देखते हैं इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड, ये 2 तरीके से नैरेटिव बन सकता है कि न्यूजीलैंड ने लास्ट 2 वर्ल्ड कप के रनर अप है, इनको तो फाइनल में पहुंचना ही है, क्योंकि केन विलियमसन का जो हिस्ट्री का वो रहेगा कि अकेला बंदा जिसने 3 वर्ल्ड कप खेला, तीनों वर्ल्ड कप के फाइनल में पहुंचा, ऑल टाइम बेस्ट के लिस्ट में आ जाएगा केन विलियमसन। केन विलियमसन क्यों? ट्रेंट बोल्ट, टीम साउदी, सारे के सारे जितने भी थे, सारे तो 2011 में तो नहीं खेले थे, तो 2015 से शायद टीम साउदी खेले थे, ट्रेंट बोल्ट नहीं खेले थे, लेकिन 2015 2019 तो सारे वर्ल्ड कप के फाइनल में। सो न्यूजीलैंड वर्सेस साउथ अफ्रीका, ये एक हो गया। दूसरा नैरेटिव, इंडिया ने 2013 से लेके 2023 10 साल हो गए, अब 10 साल का हमने भुगताना भुगत लिया है, अब तो हमको आईसीसी जीतना ही है, ठीक है। और जयशाह ने बॉल भी बना लिया है, पिच भी बना लिया है, डीआरएस भी बना लिया है, पिच भी, अंपायर्स भी सब अपना ही है, ठीक है, ग्राउंड भी अपना है, सारे 97% क्राउड भी अपना है। चलो कोई बात नहीं, मतलब खेलने के लिए 11 दूसरे मुल्क से लोग आ जाते हैं, लेकिन ये तो हमको जीतना ही है, तो इंडिया पहुंच गया, ठीक है। और ऑस्ट्रेलिया का तो मैंने लॉजिक पहले ही दे दिया था ना, ऑस्ट्रेलिया स्टार्टेड द टूर्नामेंट लूजिंग टू इंडिया एंड
South Africa.
साउथ अफ्रीका।
South Africa.
फिनिश करना है साउथ अफ्रीका को हरा के, फिर इंडिया को हरा के। तो ये सारे चारों के चारों का, ऑल फोर टीम्स के इतना बड़ा खिचड़ी, मैंने एक नैरेटिव मतलब चारों तरफ से चल रहा है, कौन कहां से किसको मारेगा, किसको जीतेगा, कौन जीतेगा, पता नहीं चल रहा है। मतलब इंडिया का नैरेटिव तो चल ही रहा है कि इंडिया सबको, मतलब जयशाह ने ऑलरेडी 2019 का जो हार था सेमीफाइनल में न्यूजीलैंड, उसका बदले का जो स्क्रिप्ट है वो ऑलरेडी तैयार हो चुका है, ठीक है। आप देखते जाओ वानखेड़े में क्या होता है, वो स्क्रिप्ट ऑलरेडी बन चुका है, जयशाह ने बता दिया है। अंपायर्स भी है, बॉलर्स भी है, बॉल मैन्युफैक्चरर्स भी है, सब कुछ है। तो अब जाके हम प्रेडिक्शंस लेते हैं। लेट्स से पहले गौरव से लेते हैं प्रेडिक्शंस ऑफ द सेमीफाइनल्स।
Whoever bats first wins the match in both the games.
तो टॉस का प्रैक्टिस करें,
Uh,
टॉस
Wankhede, for two different reasons. Pitch at Kolkata is slow and low. Second half batting becomes difficult to score runs. And in Wankhede, what happens with the new ball? It moves around, jacks around very dangerously. So whoever wins it,
more than धर्मशाला,
yes, in Wankhede we have seen Sri Lanka
but
lost 6
वानखेड़े और
wickets, Bangladesh lost 4
धर्मशाला
wickets.
में इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड मैच में सेकंड हाफ में कैसे बॉल मूव कर रहा था?
ज्यादा मूव नहीं हुआ.
अच्छा खैर ठीक है, चलो चलो। तो
वानखेड़े में
anyway,
ज्यादा हुआ.
दो नाम दे
वानखेड़े
दो,
में
दो
ज्यादा
नाम।
हुआ. I
I
think
want
दो नाम बोलेंगे. I think India and Australia final.
इंडिया एंड ऑस्ट्रेलिया फाइनल। यामिना,
Yeah, for sure is going in the finals.
थोड़ा सा ऊंचा बोलो।
Australia for sure is going into the finals. I'm 110% sure on this. As far as the India and New Zealand thing is concerned, if New Zealand manages to collapse India's top three, early, so उनका chance है. India's team is like quite solid. नजर ना उनको लगे किसी की भी, हर कोई उनकी तारीफ कर रहा है. I would just like say कि क्या उसको कहते हैं, हमारा जो एशियन कंट्री है ना, वी हैव हैबिट ऑफ और हाँ, नॉकआउट्स का प्रेशर बहुत ज्यादा होता है. तो होम ग्राउंड नॉकआउट गेम, स्पेशली जब न्यूजीलैंड के साथ आपका पोस्ट ट्रॉमेटिक स्ट्रेस डिसऑर्डर भी है, पीटीएसडी भी है, that thing comes in the way. So I can't say anything against New Zealand India, क्योंकि when you're going this unbeaten and वो सारा कुछ है, so things can go either way, on the day, and वो सारा कुछ है. So I really am confused in this New Zealand versus India, but South Africa versus Australia, it's just like written on the card is Australia. So
ऑस्ट्रेलिया एंड बट अगर आपको नाम बताना पड़े, आपके मतलब यहाँ पे बंदूक रख के बोला जाए, तो आप किसकी नाम बोलेंगे दूसरे सेमीफाइनल से?
इंडिया.
इंडिया। अच्छा चलो, ऑस्ट्रेलिया वर्सेस इंडिया ये आपका है।
जी जी.
अच्छा अंकिता?
I'd say Australia versus India.
ये सब ऐसे, इस बार एक बहुत अच्छा इंडिया का एक एड चल रहा है, ओरियो बोल के जो बिस्किट्स है, वो महेंद्र सिंह धोनी कर रहे हैं। वो बोल रहे हैं कि ओरियो को, बिस्किट को ऐसे मुंह के सामने लो, और जो आपके मन में आए कि इंडिया का रिजल्ट, वो मुंह से मत बोलो, ठीक है? ओरियो खा लो, मुंह से मत बोलो। तो हम लोग अभी मुंह से कुछ नहीं बोलेंगे, ठीक है, क्योंकि आगे आगे दो रिजल्ट्स है। अगर हम मतलब टाइम ट्रेवल करके देख के आ
we
सकते।
finish, I will say to Ankita that even if Nepal plays against South Africa in a World Cup semi-final, would put money on Nepal, not South Africa.
देख,
हाँ.
इसीलिए इंडिया वर्सेस साउथ अफ्रीका मैच होगा, क्योंकि इंडिया वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड वर्ल्ड कप का सेमीफाइनल हो चुका है, इंडिया वर्सेस ऑस्ट्रेलिया सेमीफाइनल फाइनल दोनों हो चुका है, और साउथ अफ्रीका वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड, सॉरी, साउथ अफ्रीका वर्सेस ऑस्ट्रेलिया तो सेमीफाइनल हो चुका है, साउथ अफ्रीका वर्सेस न्यूजीलैंड भी सेमीफाइनल हो चुका है। जो मैच आज तक कभी नहीं हुआ है वनडे के इतिहास में, नॉकआउट में, वो है इंडिया वर्सेस साउथ अफ्रीका। ठीक है, ये कभी नहीं हुआ है।
ये होगा भी नहीं।
चलो देखते हैं, चलो
Not going to
देखते हैं।
happen. South Africans have already packed their bags for Johannesburg. And then whenever the news splash that they're going to play Australia in the semi-final, they have already started packing.
सही। अच्छा, but anyway, thank you so much, Yamina, for joining us today. हम hope करते हैं कि आगे भी sometime we will be having you, be able to host you in our show.
Sure, sure. Pleasure
You've
is all
been
mine.
you've been really kind and spared so much time for us. If you would like to share anything, or you want to, give a shout out about your Twitter ID. People usually give a shout out so that people can follow your Twitter ID. They want to
Okay.
talk channel, so आप बोल सकते हैं।
नहीं नहीं ठीक है। I'm just
अच्छा,
like
okay, okay,
I
okay.
don't want to
Guys,
shout out
that's okay. So, guys, that's it for today. We will come back with another show from the pavilion end. Thank you all for joining us.
Thank you.